Hey, what's going on, guys? It is TemperAlliance, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the EA Gamescom press conference. They're pretty much the last company, I'll say, to do a press conference because Nintendo and Ubisoft wasn't there to do a press conference. I'm not really sure why, maybe because they didn't really have much games to show, much new games, or they didn't really want to do one. The reason I'm not really sure, because they did an E3 press conference. I'm not really sure why they didn't do a Gamescom press conference, but they didn't do it. That's pretty much it. So EA went last, and they've shown some of the same games that was at E3, and they've also shown some new games, but mostly it was the same games. But this time they went more in depth to it, more info. So pretty much the games that really stood out to me was Dragon Age Inquisition. I never played those games before. It pretty much has like one of those Skyrim feels of it, but you know, when I say that, you know, most games look the same. Like League of Legends looks the same to Diablo and World of Warcraft and all those games. So Dragon Age Inquisition is an interesting game because you can pretty much like control 4 characters, and when you're in like this boss level, you can like pause the game and you can command your other characters to pretty much focus on like a certain enemy while the others focus on another enemy, which is a very good way to play the game, because you could be stuck in one and then all those EIs just, you know, focusing on one character, and if you don't want them to focus on that character, you can pretty much pause the game. You know, say I want you to attack that person, and so that's pretty much interesting. And I think customization to your character as well, you know, armor and all that stuff. So so that game looks pretty interesting. And the next game was Sims 4. But you know what, like that game doesn't really reach out to me because I'm not really interested in that game. I pretty much see it as like a real life simulator, because what you can do with that game you can also do in real life. So that game has no interest in me, but who knows, I might get it just to see what it's like, because I never played The Sims before. So, and plus The Sims 4 went more in depth, so now you can like customize your house, you can move your house, you can change pretty much the size of the house and the size of the rooms. And the weird thing about it is that people can like die in front of you, and then like a reaper comes in and just like takes it away or something like that. So so people can just die in front of you if you make a mistake or something like that, which is pretty weird, but pretty much interesting at the same time. So so that's pretty much all the new ones. And I think the head of EA was also there, and they pretty much had a character looked like him, and he went in the game and tried to cheer someone up, and got swallowed by a plant and then got spat out, which was pretty interesting. But if you watched it, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, then you're pretty much watching this video confused. But but I would just say, you know, watch the EA Gamescom press conference. It's all over YouTube, so so it's not that hard to find it. Sims 4 was a pretty interesting. Dawngate, not really much there, but that was a pretty interesting game as well. Star Wars is coming back, The Old Republic. This is an interesting game. It's when, you know, you can like customize your house and all that stuff. So it's not really like a Star Wars game. It's kind of like Star Wars with customizations to it. So yeah, it's a pretty much an interesting game. It's a PC game. I think it's free, which is very interesting, because I never heard of a Star Wars game that is free, so that is pretty interesting as well. So yeah, so that's a good game to mention. There was FIFA 15, but I've already mentioned it on the Xbox side of the Gamescom press conference. So yeah, not really much to talk about there, but except, you know, the legendary players coming into FIFA 15 like Roy Keane and all that, but it's only available on Xbox. So if you get on PlayStation or PC, or even if it's available on PC, you won't get it because it's an Xbox One exclusive. So yeah, so FIFA 15 is a very interesting game. I played FIFA before, so I've even uploaded a video on this channel, but it was only like one video. So so FIFA looks pretty interesting, and more more visuals and all that. But I've already mentioned it before, so there's no point mentioning it again. A game that really has like an interest in me was if that makes any sense, was Shadow Realms. And Shadow Realms is only available on PC, so I sadly won't be able to play it. But hopefully I'll have a PC soon. Probably not. But Shadow Realms looks very, very interesting. I'm not really sure like what you do in the game, but it just looks fantastic. And it's pretty much just like this, I don't know, this like monster, I'll just call them, kind of like goes into people and are able to control that person, which is very interesting. And you can and you can play him, or you can play as the hero. So this game looks very, very interesting. But sadly though I can't play it, which sucks. It really does suck. But that game looks absolutely good. Another game is Battlefield Hardline, and it was also mentioned. I've mentioned it at E3, but they went in depth with this game. Now they've shown the single player side of things. Over at E3, they've only shown the multiplayer and only like one game mode. So but now they've shown the single player, and they went from PS4 to PC, which is quite interesting as well. Not really, they've only changed platforms, but it was a good thing to mention. And so they've shown a bit of the campaign, a mission where you get the plan on where you get to go in. You can either take the side, hop over a wall and sneak in, run in and try and shoot your way into it, or just go around the side and pretty much sneak in, pretty much. So yes, you get to plan out where you want to go, which is quite good as well, because some of them can actually go up to your advantage. So that is pretty cool. And the interesting thing is that if you point a gun at a person, and then when you flash your badge, they just immediately put their hands up and put the gun down, and you can handcuff them. So not only can you handcuff them in multiplayer if you're the cop, you can handcuff them in single player, and you can't really exactly take them away with you because you'll be doing a mission, so they'll pretty much be lying there on the ground. So I don't really see the point in handcuffing them, but you can do that, which is quite interesting. And you can just point guns at people and just hope that they will just like surrender to you, but sometimes they can shoot back and call for help or something like that, which sucks. But the mission in here was just get intel, and you can also use zip lines as well. So if there's like enemies in front of you, you can pretty much climb up to this wall or whatever and shoot out this little zip line to another place, and you can like zip line down for your escape, which is quite interesting. A lot of things to do in Battlefield Hardline in the single player. And they've also shown a new game mode in the multiplayer, where like as the cops has cop cars and the robbers have their normal cars, and it's pretty much like a driving and shooting, which is very interesting as well. I'm not really 100% sure on what you actually do, but it's a great thing to mention, because you just run and not run, you drive and you shoot. And and all that great stuff. And they've also but Battlefield Hardline was the last game to mention for EA, but there was also Titanfall, DLC. Not really interested in that because I'm not really playing that game anymore. And there was also NHL, PGA Tour, I think it was, and all those sports kind of games. So so I don't really see the difference in them, except for FIFA 15, because that's kind of like the only sport game that really catch my eye. But the other sports game, So yes, that is pretty much everything that EA mentioned for game wise. So so that is pretty much everything. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like, and also leave a comment down below to what you guys think. Did you enjoy the press conference? Was there a favorite game in there that you enjoyed? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and you'll be able to see more videos like this from me. And that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.